Hi, I'm Rukmini, and today I'm going to cook you one of my favourite dishes from my new cookbook, which is the green barbecue. It is full of vegetarian and vegan recipes that you can cook outdoors or indoors if the weather isn't so good. But this recipe, I really recommend that you save it for when the weather is good so you can do it on the barbecue, because you get the most incredible flavours from the smoky aubergine, which I'm going to sandwich with goat's cheese and finish off with a bit of honey. First step, I'm going to get a couple of aubergines and I'm going to cut them into slices, about 1 centimetre fine. Now, I don't want them too thin because then they're going to cook really, really quickly on the barbecue, but obviously too thick and they will take ages. So I've found from trial and error that 1 centimetre is about right. If you're being really organised, you can keep matching pairs together, but it's all going to go on the barbecue, so you don't have to be too precious about it. So just quickly chop those up, and those are done. It is worth at this point just making little double stacks of your aubergines. And I have to say, the little ones, you get the crispiest on the barbecue, so as a cook, make sure that you get those. Next up is the goat's cheese, and I've got a little tip that is not in the book. If you put it in the freezer 30 minutes before you start cooking, it's going to be a lot easier to slice neatly into rounds, and you do want nice fat rounds to go in. I'm going to sandwich it with a little bit of lemon thyme, and that's going to flavour the goat's cheese beautifully when it cooks on the barbecue. You can see how easy these are to put together. So I build them as burger stacks because obviously if you do want something that's sort of nice and filling to sandwich in between bread, you can, but I personally just like them as they are. They remind me of one of my favourite Spanish dishes, berenjenas con miel, which is deep-fried aubergine slices, which is done in a batter. And as soon as it comes out of the hot oil, you drizzle it in honey, and it is absolutely delicious. With this, I thought it would be really nice to put the goat's cheese in the middle, just to make it a little bit more substantial. And the lemon thyme is a really nice touch because it really flavours the goat's cheese as it heats up on the barbecue. So this is definitely a personal favourite. These are all ready to go out on the barbecue now, and I've got a little prep tray to take out with me. So I'm going to take out some olive oil and a brush because I'll give them a quick brush just before they go on. I've got some salt to scatter on as soon as they come off the barbecue. I'm going to take this honey out to drizzle over just before serving, along with this lemon thyme because it's going to look so nice as a garnish. Okay, now I'm ready to pop these on the barbecue. Now they've been oiled on one side, and I'm making sure to keep them away from the really burning heat in the centre of this barbecue. Because I've cut the aubergine a little bit thick, you want that to have time to really cook through, and of course, melt the cheese on the inside. So I'm keeping a really close eye on these. They still look like little squeaky penguins on the underneath, so I know they're not ready yet. But as soon as they start to look a little bit collapsed around the edges, then I know it's going to be time to turn them. Aubergines can take quite a lot of oil, so that is why I've done one last go oiling them, because you don't want them to be too dry and stick. But you can see how beautifully charred they're going. I really don't think there is a better way to cook aubergine than to do it over coals. It just gives you a flavour that you do not get if you do it in the oven or in a pan. And if I feel it could do with a bit more heat, I could always just flip it over again at the end. These are looking fantastic and they smell incredible because there are little bits of cheese that are charring. And of course, the nice thing about putting the herbs in with the cheese is that you get that lovely infusion of sort of herbal flavour in with the goat's cheese. And I just think the thyme works so well. And finally, I'm just going to finish it off with a little sprinkle of sea salt and a drizzle of honey, because the honey works so well against the goat's cheese and against that really smoky aubergine. And the final thing is just a few more little sprigs of lemon thyme. You can just pick some of these leaves over. And now that's ready to serve. So these are my aubergine and goat's cheese burger stacks with lemon thyme and honey, and they are everything I like in a dish because they are minimum effort, maximum flavour, and they just taste delicious.